bond that can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes. They gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out. I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of BWT. I'm your host, Teddy, and today we will be going over the National League Championship Series and the American League Championship Series. I'm going to go through the National League first, but before we do that, I want to make sure that you guys are doing me a favor and liking this video, sharing it with any baseball fans that you may know, and also subscribing to this channel and the rest of the Refuse to Lose network. We've got a lot of shows that cover all different types of sports. We've got CTC, Carl Talking College, gives you everything you need to know about college basketball and college football. We've got FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. It's a fantasy show. He gives you his advice on who to sit, who to cut, stuff like that. We have Dave's Doghouse, which is the highlights and the lowlights of the week. He goes live every week, one time a week. And then we have RBO, Real Ballers Only. NBA is starting up tomorrow night, so make sure you are tuning in to that. Also, we have Unfazed, which is a debate show with AJ and Joe. They go live every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. They go, right now, it's been a lot of NFL, but I'm sure with the NBA starting up tomorrow, they'll be doing some NBA topics as well. And then we have the In the Red Corner, the boxing show of the network, one of the hottest shows on the network. Make sure you guys are subscribed to that if you are a boxing fan. They've got some of the best content out there in the boxing world. They just had an episode last Sunday where they did an interview, and it was great. So make sure you tune in. And also, we have Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. He's a Sacramento Kings fan who gives you everything you need to know about the Sacramento Kings. Again, NBA is starting up tomorrow, so I'm sure he will be ramping up his content, especially with the big acquisition that they made in DeRozan this offseason. I know Joe is excited for that. And then, last but not least, we have the main show, Refuse to Lose, with Joe, Tomo, and Dave. That covers everything in the sports world, basically like our Sports Center, if you want a little example of what that show is. They go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 Eastern Standard Time. I will be on there tomorrow to do a little bit of a preview of the World Series, so make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now that that is out of the way, again, please share this video with any baseball fans that you may know, and subscribe to all the shows on the network. The link is in the bio, so it's nice and easy for you guys to do so. All right, we go to the National League Championship Series, Mets versus the Dodgers. Game 1, we got Jack Flaherty going up against Kodai Senga. In the bottom of the first, Max Muncy gets the scoring started with a 2 RBI single to make it 2-0. In the bottom of the second, Ohtani hits an RBI single to make it 3-0. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Tommy Edman comes up with an RBI single to make it 4-0. Ohtani gives us another, not us, I don't know why I said that. Ohtani comes up with another RBI single in the bottom of the fourth to make it 5-0. Then Freddie Freeman hits an RBI single to make it 6-0, all in that one inning. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Mookie Betts comes up with the bases loaded after the Mets intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani and instantly makes them pay with a bases clearing double to make the score 9-0, which ended up being the final score. The winning pitcher was Jack Flaherty. He goes 7 innings, giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 2.92 ERA in the postseason, and he's 1-1. And then the losing pitcher was Kodai Senga. He goes an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, no strikeouts, and his ERA on the season is 10.8. 0-1 in the postseason. We got our first comment of the night. Got my guy Joe Jordan. Yes, we do. I'll get into that in a few, but yes, we do, Joe. Yes, we do. First game was all Dodgers. They came out and absolutely put their foot on the gas and did not let up at all. Very commanding start for Jack Flaherty to come out and throw 7 innings. They had the Mets hitters totally off balance. They were chasing the breaking ball out of the zone, and that's what really helped him go long into this game and only giving up the 2 hits. Big credit to Will Smith, the catcher, for not really going off of the whole analytics department and stuff, but actually reading the Mets swings and what they were doing. So he just kept going to it, and it just kept happening. So the Mets go down 0-1 in the championship series. And then in game 2, you got Sean Manaea going up against Ryan Brazier. This was a bullpen game for the Dodgers. Last time the Dodgers had a bullpen game in the NLDS, they pitched a shutout. Let's see if they were able to do it again. In the top of the first, Lindor hits a solo home run to start the game off. They go up 1-0. Top of the second, Tyrone Taylor hits an RBI double to make it 2-0, and then Vientos comes up with the bases loaded after the Dodgers intentionally walk Francisco Lindor to face Vientos. He hits a grand slam to make the score 6-0 very early in this game. And then in the bottom of the 5th, the Dodgers finally get on the board with a solo home run from Max Muncy to make it 6-1. Bottom of the 6th, Tommy Edman comes up with a 2 RBI single to make it 6-3. And then in the top of the 9th, Starling Marte comes up with an RBI single to make it 7-3, which ended up being the final score. Winning pitcher was Sean Manaea. He goes 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, 2.65 ERA in the postseason, and he is 2-0 so far. Ryan Brazier gets the loss, going only an inning, giving up a hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. His ERA in the postseason is a 5.79, and his record goes to 1-1. And the save in this game goes to Edwin Diaz. He goes an inning and a third, giving up only 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and a 5.79 ERA to get his second save of the postseason. Manaea had these guys totally off balance. Ohtani did not look like Ohtani in this game. He had some of the worst at-bats that we've seen in this postseason because of the arm slot that Sean Manaea was coming from. It's been very tough. In the second half of the season, Manaea did what Chris Sale has been doing, and he just dropped his arm slot a little bit, and it just is really hard for hitters to pick up his pitches, and that just makes it tough to hit. We got a tied series at 1. We go into game 3 of the championship series. We got Severino going up against Buehler. In the top of the second, Will Smith hits an RBI single to go up 1-0. He breaks out of his little slump. And then Tommy Edman hits a sac fly to go up 2-0. Kike Hernandez comes up in the top of the 6th inning and stays red hot, hitting a 2-run home run to go up 4-0. And then in the top of the 8th, Ohtani hits an absolute bomb, 3-run home run to go up 7-0. Then at the top of the 9th, Max Muncy hits a solo home run to make it 8-0, which ended up being the final score of this game. Dodgers win Game 3, going up 2-1 in this series. Losing pitcher was Luis Severino. He goes 4 2/3, giving up only 3 hits, no earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a 3.24 ERA. 1-1 on the postseason. Buehler gets the no decision. He goes 4 innings, giving up 3 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 6.0 ERA. Michael Kopech gets the win. He goes an inning, giving up no hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. His ERA is a 0.0. Man, this series has been, if you're going to win, you're going to dominate. It's not going to be any close games, right? The scores for the Dodgers, they've been absolutely ridiculous, and the Mets just jumped out to their extremely early, convincing lead in their game as well. So we got 2-1 going into Game 4 in Queens. Quintana going up against Yamamoto. In the top of the 1st inning, Shohei Ohtani gets the offense started with a solo home run to go up 1-0. And then in the bottom of the 1st, Mets come right back with Mark Viento's solo shot to tie it up at 1. Tommy Edman hits a RBI double to make it 2-1 in the top of the 3rd. And then Kike continues to stay red hot at the plate with an RBI single to go up 3-1. Brandon Nimmo hustles out a potential double play. This was big for them because he is injured at the moment. And for him to just go out there and give it all that he had to even force the Dodgers to hurry it up and for him to be safe, it was big for them to score a run to go make the score 3-2. Then in the top of the 4th, Mookie Betts hits a 2 RBI double to make the score 5-2. And then in the top of the 6th, Mookie Betts comes up with a 2-run home run to make it 7-2. And then in the top of the 8th, Tommy Edman hits a 2 RBI single to make it 9-2. And then Will Smith hits an RBI single to make it 10-2. Dodgers take Game 4, go up 3-1 in the series. Jose Quintana gets the loss, going 3 1/3, giving up 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3.14 ERA in the postseason, and he is 0-1. Yamamoto gets the no decision, going 4 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 5.11 ERA on the postseason. And Evan Phillips gets the win, going an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 0.0 ERA, and his record goes to 2-0. Dodgers look to clinch going into Game 5 with Jack Flaherty on the mound going up against Doug Peterson. In the bottom of the 1st inning, Pete Alonso comes up clutch just like he has been with the Mets season on the line with a 3-run home run to make it 3-0. And then in the top of the 2nd, a wild pitch scores a run to make it 3-1. In the bottom of the 3rd is when the Mets broke out. Starlin Marte comes up with a 2-run double to make it 5-1. Francisco Alvarez finally gets his first hit of the postseason and this series for an RBI single to make the score 6-1. Lindor hits an RBI triple to make it 7-1. And then Nimmo comes up with an RBI single to make it 8-1. And then in the top of the 4th, Angel Pages hits an absolute bomb where he pimped it, right? He let it be known that he hit the ball a long way, and Francisco Alvarez had something to say to him. And when he crossed home plate, he just told him, dude, shut up. That made the score 8-2. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Jesse Winker hits a 2-run triple to make it 9-2. And then Jeff McNeil hits a sac fly to make it 10-2. And then Angel Pages comes up in the top of the fifth and hits his second home run of the game. This one was good enough for a 3-run home run to make it 10-5. And then in the top of the sixth, Mookie Betts hits a solo shot to make it 10-6. In the bottom of the sixth inning, McNeil hits yet another sac fly to make it 11-6. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Starling Marte hits RBI single to make it 12-6, which ended up being the final score. Jack Flaherty gets the loss. The Mets were able to get to him early in this game. He goes 3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, no strikeouts. He had a 7.04 ERA in the postseason, and his record goes to 1-2. Peterson gets the no decision, going 3 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and a 2.92 ERA in the postseason. Ryan Stanek gets the win. He's 1-0 on the postseason with a 2.25 ERA. Mets force a game 6. They fly back to LA. LA Dodgers have a chance to close this thing out at home with yet another bullpen game. They start out with Michael Kopech going up against Sean Manaea in the top of the first. Pete Alonso hits an RBI single to make it 1-0. And then in the bottom of the first, Tommy Edman hits a 2 RBI double to make it 2-1. Edman comes up in the bottom of the third, hits a 2-run jack. They go up 4-1. Will Smith hits a 2-run home run of his own. They go up 6-1. And then in the top of the fourth, Mark Vientos stays extremely hot at the plate, hitting a 2-run home run to make it 6-3. In the bottom of the sixth, Ohtani hits an RBI single to make it 7-3. Francisco Alvarez comes up in the top of the seventh with an RBI single to make it 7-4. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Mookie Betts hits an RBI double to make it 8-4. Teoscar Hernandez hits a sac fly to go up 9-4. And Kike Hernandez comes up with an RBI single to make it 10-4. And in the top of the ninth, for the last run of the Mets season, Jeff McNeil hits an RBI single to make it 10-5, which ended up being the final score. Dodgers advance to the World Series in Game 6. Manaea gets the loss, going 2 innings, giving up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4.74 ERA on the postseason with a record of 2-1. Kasparis gets the win, going an inning and a third, giving up 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts, 0.0 ERA on the postseason. And Michael Kopech gets the no decision, going an inning, giving up a hit, giving up a run, 1 walk, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 1.69 ERA on the postseason. And Blake Trinan comes into the game going 2 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 4 straight strikeouts, and his ERA in the postseason is a 1.13. He comes in for his 3rd save of the season. Dodgers advance to the World Series, securing home field because of their record. Now, we go to the Bronx Bombers going up against the Cleveland Guardians. Alex Cobb going up against Carlos Rodon. In the bottom of the third, Juan Soto hits a solo home run to go up 1-0. Then a wild pitch scores a run to go up 2-0. Another wild pitch scores another run to go up 3-0. The bottom of the fourth, Judge comes up with a sac fly to make it 4-0. In the top of the sixth, Rocchio hits a solo home run to make it 4-1. And then in the bottom of the seventh, Giancarlo Stanton comes up with a solo home run to make it 5-1. In the top of the eighth, Stephen Kwan hits an RBI single to make it 5-2, which ended up being the final score. Yankees take Game 1. Losing pitcher was Alex Cobb, going 2 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 7.94 ERA on the postseason. His record goes to 0-2. Carlos Rodon was extremely dominant this night, going 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and a 4.66 ERA on the postseason. His record goes to 1-1. Luke Weaver comes in for the save, going an inning and 2/3, giving up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, no runs allowed yet in this postseason. He comes in and gets his 4th save of the year. We got another comment. Daniel, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up? How we doing? And Carl, have a good show, my boy. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's probably on his way to bed. But we get into game 2 of this series. We got Bibby going up against Garrett Cole. Judge comes up in the bottom of the first, reaches on a fielder's choice that ends up scoring a run to make it 1-0. And then Alex Verdugo hits an RBI double to make it 2-0. Judge hits a sac fly to make it 3-0. Then in the top of the 5th, Josh Naylor hits a sac fly to make it 3-1. Brennan hits a ground ball for a run to make it 3-2. And in the bottom of the 6th, Anthony Rizzo hits an RBI double to make it 4-2 with 2 broken fingers. He's a stud for playing and actually producing in this series. In the bottom of the 7th, Judge comes up with a 2-run home run to make it 6-2. And then in the top of the 9th, Jose Ramirez hits a solo home run to make it 6-3, which was the first runs allowed by Luke Weaver in this postseason so far. Bibby gets the loss. He goes an inning and a third, giving up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 3.6 ERA on the year. His record goes to 0-1 in the postseason. Cole gets a no decision, going 4 1/3, giving up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. His ERA in the postseason is a 3.31. And Clay Holmes ends up getting the win, going 2/3 of an inning, giving up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. His ERA is a 0.0 at this point in the postseason, and his record goes to 2-0 on the year. Yankees jump out to a 2-0 lead in this series, and this next game gets crazy. We got Clark Schmidt going up against Matthew Boyd. In the top of the 2nd, Jose Trevino comes up in his very first plate appearance in this postseason with an RBI single to make it 1-0. In the bottom of the 3rd, Kyle Manzardo hits a 2-run home run to make it 2-1. And in the bottom of the 6th, Jimenez comes up with an RBI single to make it 3-1. And then this is where the game got crazy. The Guardians end up bringing Gaddis into the game. He walks Soto on 3 or 4 pitches, and then what do? They go to the best closer in the MLB this season, with Judge coming up with a 2-run lead, and what does he do? He hits a 2-run home run to tie up the game. I mean, if you sit on that one pitch that Class A has, it is coming in at 99 or 100 miles per hour. But if you sit on it and you connect, it's going to go a long way. And we've seen this postseason in the previous series in the ALDS when Kerry Carpenter connected for the 3-run home run to give them the lead late in the game. And then Judge connects for a 2-run home run to tie the game up. And the very next batter, Giancarlo Stanton, hits a solo home run to give the Yankees a lead, 4-3. Then in the top of the 9th, the Yankees add some insurance on a Torres sac fly to make it 5-3. And then in the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Lane Thomas comes up with a clutch RBI double off the wall to get Yawensky Noel, Big Christmas as they call him, an opportunity to pinch hit. They were saying it when he stepped into the plate. The last time that he did it, he's only had one plate appearance, pinch hitting, and he hit a home run. And I'm like, oh, geez, here we go. And what does he do? He hits a 2-run home run to tie up the game, 5-5. And then in the bottom of the 10th, David Fry hits a walk-off home run to make it 7-5. Guardians win Game 3 after the Yankees had it. The Yankees had it, and their guys just they just didn't want it as bad as the Guardians, I guess. At that point, Schmidt goes 4 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3.86 ERA on the postseason. Boyd goes 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, .77 ERA on the postseason. Avila gets the win, going a whole inning, not giving up any runs. His record goes to 1-0. ERA is a 0.0. And Clay Holmes gives up his first 2 runs of the postseason. His record goes to 2-1. He gets the loss, and his ERA goes to 2.45. Then in the bottom of in Game 4 of this series, Louis Hill takes the mound, King of the Hill, as we call him in the Bronx, for the first time in this postseason. And Williams also makes his postseason debut for the Guardians. In the top of the first, Juan Soto hits a 2-run home run to go up 2-0. Then in the bottom of the first, Jose Ramirez hits a sac fly to make it 2-1. In the top of the second, Austin Wells hits a solo home run to make it 3-1. In the bottom of the third, Naylor comes up with an RBI single to make it 3-2. And then in the top of the sixth, Giancarlo Stanton remains red hot, hitting a 3-run home run to make it 6-2. And then in the bottom of the seventh, Jose Ramirez hits a RBI double to make it 6-3. Naylor comes up with a 2-run double to make it 6-5. David Fry comes up and hits an RBI single to make it 6-6. And then Verdugo reaches on an error by the potential Gold Glove shortstop to make it 7-6. And Torres hits an RBI single to make it 8-6 in the top of the ninth. Yankees take Game 4. Both starters get the no decision. Hill goes 4 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 4.5 ERA in the postseason. And Williams goes 2 1/3, giving up 3 hits, no walks, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. And his ERA is at 11.57. Mark Leiter ends up getting the win for his first one of the postseason. His ERA goes to 5.4. And Class A gets yet another L in this postseason, going an inning, giving up some runs. His record goes to 0-2. His ERA goes to 10.29. Can we stop comparing this guy to Mariano Rivera? Please. Mariano Rivera's numbers in the postseason would never look like this. Never. Please stop with the comparison. Mariano Rivera is a unanimous, say it with me, unanimous Hall of Famer. There's nobody that is in his class. Not Jeter, not Griffey. He's the only unanimous guy in the Hall. Stop comparing him to this guy now. Because Mariano would never. I'm sorry. Tommy Canley gets the save, throwing changeups. He goes out there and just throws changeups. You know it's coming. You just can't hit it as a hitter. It's just, he's thrown at least, I believe, 47 straight changeups. Like, comes out, everybody knows, like, when I was watching the game, I was just calling change up, change up, change up. And that's exactly what was happening. Guardians just kept swinging right over it. Yankees take game 4 of the ALCS with an opportunity to close out in Cleveland. We got a game 5 matchup of Bibby and Rodon, a rematch of game 1. In the bottom of the second, Naylor hits an RBI double to go up 1-0, which was cool because Bo Naylor is the younger brother of Josh Naylor, and Josh Naylor was on base when Bo Naylor hit the RBI single, so that's something that they can take home with them forever. Cool story between the Naylor family. In the bottom of the 5th, Stephen Kwan hits an RBI single to go up 2-0. And then in the top of the 6th, 2 strikes, Giancarlo Stanton hits an absolute bomb to make the game tied at 2. And then in the top of the 10th inning, right after a crucial error by, again, a potential Gold Glove shortstop, first and second, 1 out, Juan Soto hits a 3-run home run to give the Yankees a 5-2 lead, and that was the deciding swing of this game. Yankees take game 5 of the ALCS, advancing to their very first World Series since 2009. It's been a long 15 years of people trash talking and you guys can't do it, you this and that, and you gotta go in the past and blah, blah, blah. But all I've seen this week living in Boston and everywhere on social media is that stupid 2004 Red Sox comeback. It's okay when everybody else goes back to the past, but when the Yankees fans want to bring up the past, it's, oh, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Just shut up. Tired of it. We don't care about a 20-year anniversary. You can have your Netflix documentary. We're going to get a ring. 4 more wins. Both starters get a no decision. Bybee goes 5 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 3.45 excuse me, ERA on the postseason. Rodon goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 4.40 ERA on the postseason. Weaver gets the win, going 1-0 on the record in the postseason. His ERA is a 2.6. Gaddis gets the loss, giving up that huge home run to Juan Soto. His record goes to 1-1 in the postseason. His ERA goes to 4.9. The crazy thing about that at bat between Gaddis and Juan Soto was it was an 8-pitch at bat. Gaddis threw 7 straight off-speed pitches, and Juan Soto got to 2 strikes, and he just kept fouling off pitches. And every time the camera went to Juan Soto after the foul ball, he just kept nodding his head. And then he threw him the fastball, and Juan Soto did not miss it. Cashman, Steinbrenner family, give this guy a blank check. Let him decide how much he wants to make in the rest of his career. Make sure it's in pinstripes. Please and thank you. So we got 2 of the most historic franchises going up against each other in the World Series in 2024. Got the Yankees, got the Dodgers. Got Shohei Ohtani going up against Aaron Judge. Potential MVP candidates. 58 home runs for Judge, 54 home runs for Ohtani. We got Mookie Betts and Juan Soto going back to their they've been to the World Series more than once. Mookie Betts was able to win a couple, so hopefully he doesn't get his third this time around, and Judge gets his first, right? I want to go over the MVPs of this series because I did not get a chance to do that earlier. The NLCS MVP was surprisingly not Ohtani. It was not Mookie Betts. It was not Freddie Freeman. It was Tommy Edman, an in-season acquisition from the Cardinals. He comes in. He is a super utility guy, switch hitter, and he's just done nothing but absolutely rake. He had 11 RBIs in the championship series alone. That's impressive. So hats off to Tommy Edman for winning the NLCS MVP, and the ALCS MVP was not Judge, it was not Soto, it was Giancarlo Stanton. This dude got 4 hits this postseason. Well, this series. And all 4 were home runs. His last 8 hits against the Guardians have been home runs. Hey, Guardians, don't pitch to this guy because he will hit a home run. He's proven it, and he's going to continue to prove it. Shout out to Stanton for winning it. When he was asked what it means to him, he said, it means a lot, but I really don't care about this one. I want the next one. So, you're not alone, Stanton. Bring it home. Bring it down to the Bronx. And let's get number 28. Literally watching this game as a Yankee fan, a lifelong Yankee fan, it brought tears to my eyes, I'm not going to lie. Watching this team clinch the World Series appearance, and I don't know how I'm going to feel when the Yankees win the World Series. And yes, I said when they win the World Series, because it's going to happen. 28 is coming back to the Bronx. I can't wait. Tune in to my World Series preview tomorrow on the main show, Refuse to Lose, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get my prediction. Hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. Again, make sure you like this video. Make sure you're sharing it with any baseball fans that you may know. And if they're not baseball fans, turn them into baseball fans, man. This series is going to be electric. We had very low ratings last year for the Rangers versus Diamondbacks, but this year it's going to skyrocket, and I can't wait. Friday night, Game 1, 8:08 Eastern Standard Time in LA. Garrett Cole on the mound, lifelong Yankee fan. Oh, man. Anthony Volpe, the last time that the Yankees won the World Series in 2009, he was watching the parade. And now, 15 years later, he is playing shortstop in his second year as a pro in the World Series with the chance to get his very first ring of his career. It's going to be an exciting World Series. Again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I'm out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.